Okay, because Dan is away and I can't go get milk because Chase is asleep, I decided to go ahead and talk to you about my breastfeeding journey because it's really short and simple. Basically, I just want to go through it with you guys because I have some specific conditions, just one condition, that I think is a little bit more popular, I don't know, I think more people have it than they realize. I really just wanted to share this with you and say that, you know, breastfeeding journeys are so specific to the person and so specific to the baby, and things can go wrong, things can go great, things can change every single day, every single week, every single month, and no matter how long you do it, you're a hero. You're feeding your baby and you're awesome. So, and that's if you do it for a week. That's if you try once. That's if you don't try at all. You're still giving your baby formula if you're not breastfeeding, and you're a hero to me because you are helping a little one survive infancy, and they just need us to be us. So anyways, I'm gonna start from the beginning. I had Jace at home, and they didn't really show me anything about encouraging him to latch. They literally were just like, put him on you. That's it. But he did great. So in that sense, I had kind of had a negative experience with the midwives showing me anything. Like, that wasn't great. I also, because I had Jace in the middle of the pandemic, I didn't get to take any breastfeeding classes. So that was kind of discouraging, but at the same time, he did great, and so I wasn't that concerned. Around the 5-week mark, I started having symptoms of thrush, which ended up being symptoms of Raynaud's of the nipple. So this is my condition that I want to share with you guys. Some of the symptoms are blanching of the nipple, which is where your nipple goes completely white. And guys, the tatas were not happy about it of what tatas I have. So in the grand scheme of things, I wasn't being seen directly by a doctor. They couldn't have me come in because of COVID. Excuse me. They couldn't have me come in because of COVID, so they couldn't see me actually breastfeed. And honestly, I wish I would have pushed for the health visitor to come to the house so that they would have been able to talk me through it. And, you know, and I even talked to a health visitor that was like, oh, I have that, but it doesn't sound like you have it because it could just be thrush, or it could just be because he's biting you, or it could, like, all of these crazy things that it was like, no, I know exactly what it is. I've self-diagnosed this, but I know exactly what it is. And it wasn't until like the third time that thrush medication wasn't working that a doctor said, oh, that sounds like Raynaud's of the nip. So I feel like, because this is going on YouTube, I need to be careful how much I say NIPPLE. Excuse me, water break. Oops. Okay, so then a week after I initially had those symptoms, I also got mastitis. That cleared up. That was a pretty miserable experience. But then, like, I think like a week later or 2 weeks later, I got it again. I got mastitis again, which is basically, if you don't know, it's just an infection of your boob. It's like caused by a clogged duct sometimes. It can be caused by other things, but if you're breastfeeding, it basically means you have a clogged duct and there's an infection because of it. And honestly, I didn't think it could get as bad as it did. I had to take a third dose of antibiotics, and I remember saying to someone, I can't even remember who, but I remember it coming out of my mouth that if I get mastitis again, I will quit because it's not good for my body and it's not good for Jace's tummy. We were having to take probiotics. We were having to do all this extra stuff to like really support our bodies. And at that point, I didn't feel like I was helping Jace. I didn't feel like the breast milk was helping him. If in turn, like the antibiotic was getting to him, that just didn't feel right to me. And so because of the antibiotic, I actually got thrush, and so I had to go through that medication, which would make the Raynauds worse. And so it was just this crazy cycle. And so by 4 months, I decided to stop. And it was really devastating to me, and I didn't think it would be devastating. So I'm going to read, I have my phone right here. I'm going to read a post that I put on Instagram. So I said, I didn't think this would be me. I thought I was going to make it a year, if not longer. I thought if it was different and I had to stop sooner, I would be totally okay with it. I thought I really wouldn't mind how my baby was fed, and I definitely didn't think I would be posting about it. But here I am, hoping to share my heart with you, hoping I can inspire a mama to embrace the emotions around feeding their baby. All these thoughts meant nothing as Jason had his bottle today. The floodgates opened and the tears came. I was overwhelmed with joy, but sad that I was happy. Does that even make sense? I remember feeling all of the feelings, but it doesn't make sense. The truth that switching to formula is better for both of us was cutting away at every lie I had told myself or heard others talk about. Personally, I have never had anyone tell me formula is bad or the wrong thing to do. I've always heard fed is best, but I know this is an issue for so many mamas. I have avoided I have avoided the transition, but when I felt the pain come back again, I knew that if it was mastitis again, I couldn't continue to put myself through the pain and take antibiotics after antibiotics. And lo and behold, when I woke up to feed Jace that early morning, I had a fever. This past week has broken me in a way that I didn't know possible. I am in the process of taking the one thing that only I can do away from my son. Is my reasoning for wanting to continue selfish? Possibly. But what I realized is that I needed to be selfish to protect my health and find other ways to bond with my sweet baby boy. So there it is. I felt things about stopping breastfeeding. Just because I believed in fed is best didn't change my desire, and it might not for you either. So know this, it's okay to have emotions and to care deeply about your own breastfeeding journey. That's basically what was going through my head whenever I had to stop, really. So I don't know how anyone else feels in that moment that they realize that they're going to have to make a transition. But it was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Excuse me. Guys, this cough, I can't kick it. I promise it's not COVID. So anyways, I really felt this pull of emotion both ways. Like, I'm happy because we're going to be healthier. I'm sad because this is the best experience ever. I'm happy because Dan's going to get to bond with Jason this way. I'm sad because I'm going to have to find a different way. All of these things were just filling my mind and just making me so emotional. And I did not expect to be the person to be emotional about that. I just thought, like, fed is best. And I'm going to feed my son and it's going to be great. And I just was really emotional about it. But then, so it took a process to actually wean myself. He took a bottle immediately, so we just completely switched. We used up the frozen milk in the fridge, and I would just pump for the times that, for me weaning, I just pumped those times. It went really fast, but what I realized afterwards is that the reason why he was feeding so much is because he wasn't getting the right amount. So I was going to have to quit anyways, or not substitute, top up with formula anyways. And so basically I ended up being really grateful, because I didn't want to put myself through that pain of like questioning if I couldn't completely feed my baby on my own, like all of that stuff. Like, honestly, I'm happy everything went the way it did. And so here's a question that I have gotten before is, will I breastfeed for the next baby? And as of right now, 2 weeks ago, I probably would have been like, I don't know if I want to do that, go through that again. I don't know if I want to deal with the pain again. But for some reason this week, I'm like, oh, I think I'm in. I think I would want to breastfeed again, because it was just such a great experience. Even if it's only for the first 5 weeks, like that's how long I enjoyed it with Jace. And if it's only that, great. I will do that. But if it's 2 days, I will do that and switch to formula then. Who knows? But I think I'm a little bit more prepared that it's going to be an emotional journey as well as a physical journey. I thought I would give you guys just a couple of tips on Raynaud's while you're breastfeeding and what to do. Because if you have it, I would really like to communicate that, because I couldn't find anything online about what to do. I had my sister-in-law to talk to, which I actually found so much joy in the fact that I knew that I wasn't the only one that had this crazy thing. But anyway, so what it is the circulation gets cut off from the nip. So it turns blue, it turns white, it turns purple, like all of the different colors of the rainbow. The things that like helped was warmth and dry, and nothing like on me. Like, if I could walk around naked, I probably would have, because it just felt so much better if nothing was on me. Also, using a heating pad or a hot water bottle or anything like that, where you could just lay it on you. And then also, I know this is like practically impossible for mamas everywhere in the world, but especially if you have older kids, but resting as much as possible and just listening to your body and saying like, oh, this doesn't feel nice whenever I do this. If I get in the shower and direct pressure bothers it, do not get in the shower with direct pressure. Like, yeah. And I actually know someone, I'm not going to share who, because I don't know if they would want me to say this, but they would go in their backyard and in like a closed area so no one could see them, and just lay in the sun naked, because the sun just does something for you whenever you have Raynaud's. So that one thing that I found that helped would just be like quick rubbing. That looks funny. Yeah, so those are my tips. I feel like that was only like 3 things, but honestly, there's not much you can do about it. There's no medicine. In my experience, I talked to a doctor about it. I actually ended up getting where was I at? Oh, I was saying that eventually I was diagnosed with Raynaud's after the 3rd time of doctors telling me I needed thrush medication. So, and what's bad is that the doctors were like, they would have to prescribe me and Jace thrush medication after every antibiotic that I was taking as well. So all of it's just a bit sad. But I know next time that if one thing happens, I'm not gonna like push myself too far like I did the last time, because it just created too much stress and pressure on me. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. That is my journey with all of it. Guys, I can't stop coughing. I think I'm gonna have to go now. Also, I just did a clothes haul for another video, so that's why this is in the background. So check that one out. I don't know which one will be up first, but probably the next video. I'm gonna go get Jace. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and that you subscribe so that you can see more videos whenever they come out, and hit the notification bell so you get notified. And I can't talk. What else? Did I tell you to comment in this video? Comment if you have Raynauds, because I want to know. I want a community. You know what? I'm going to create, if you have Raynauds, of the nip, not just in your fingers and toes. If you have Raynauds of the nip, I'm going to create a Facebook page. I'm going to link it down below. Join it and comment and let me know that you have joined, because I want support. I'm going to create this support group. We're gonna do it. Join me. I wanna pray for you all that have it. I want to know that you have it. Let's pray for each other, and let's share tips, symptoms, medication, anything that helps. I gotta go now.